Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, Dylan's vlog. I'm Dylan, and today I'm back with another how-to video. Today I am building the Adilynn Vanity with mirror. Finished picture of it, built right here. Oh, magic. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, there's the cat, Sully. So, first thing you want to do, get it out of the box. The boxes are big, they're heavy, they're full of styrofoam. It's a mess. Do it in your garage, do it outside if you can. See, look, I got styrofoam on Sully's tail because of it. Thanks, Wayfair. So, once you get it all out of the box, I like to start out with this big mirror piece here. That's obviously the mirror of the vanity. And this big flat piece here is the desktop. It's the biggest two pieces in the box. Lay out all your hardware. As you can see, it's all labeled. Boom, 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 boom. And this other big piece, I got that close. Comes with two sets of instructions. These come in the hardware. I use these, so if you need a reference for anything, look to these. The one that came with it is okay, but I feel like this one's just a little better. You get some parts like this, some hardware, it's all labeled. I just lay it out. This is the only tools I used for this job. I have built one of these before, so a knife just to cut open all these, and your slides here. These are your slides for your drawers. This is a 3-drawer thing. A hammer and a drill or a screwdriver with a Phillips tip. Then you have all of these pieces also. So all these like little or smaller pieces I lay out. There's a bar. I just lay that all out and kind of put it with ones that match. So this looks like this, so there it is. These pieces, which all the smaller ones, so all these ones with the little rails in them, go ahead and sit those over to the side by themselves. There's these bigger, wider ones, and then these shorter ones, and then these ones, and then these. This is all the drawer pieces. So this is what you use to assemble the drawers. So I like to just get that out of my way so I know this is what's the drawers, this is the vanity trim, and this is my main components. And then you have the big side pieces here. And let's get into this. First thing we're gonna do, boom. So first thing we're gonna start with is on our mirror here, where the mirror and this meet. They are like glued together, but for safety reasons, they send you E4 here. It's these little brackets. And you just wanna take these and put them on the mirror. I like to do it all the way up on the edge, and I'll place them where I want them first. So you do 2 on each side, 2 there, come down here, hey Sully, 1 there, and 1 here. Okay. Then you have to get some screws from this S. So S, get these screws, take your knife, cut you a little slit, grab out a couple screws. You're gonna need 4 of them, 1 for each of these. Go ahead and screw those down to secure your mirror. Okay, so there's no pre-drilled holes for those. Just take your drill and drive the screw through. You don't need to pre-drill it or anything, it won't crack. And that's what it looks like when you get all 4 of those on. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is find pieces 13 and 8. They're the bigger rectangular pieces here, and most of the pieces have a number like that, or a sticker that shows the number if they're not printed on. But these are what we're using now, and we are using, go ahead and grab out a couple of these E wooden pegs. So you just want to take the 2 wooden pegs and beat them through. If you line your pieces up like this, where the holes match up to your second hole over, you're going to put 1 of these wooden pegs each, okay? Then we're going to take 4 of these wooden pegs and beat them into the holes on the side of the mirror. Okay, so next we're gonna put 4 of them into the mirror piece. Okay, so on our mirror piece here, you can see there's small hole, big hole, small hole. This can't fit into this, so we are going into this one, hammer that in, into this one, hammer that in, and then flip this and do the other side exactly the same. Okay, then you're gonna grab the drawer pieces with the grind, the little slit in it, labeled 16 from the drawer pile. And we're gonna put a wooden peg from E in this one and this one, because you see there's a smaller hole, but it's too small. So one in there, and you have 3 of these 16s. So it's gonna be 2, 4, 6 pegs from bag E. All right. And repeat. Once you're done with those, just put them back with the drawer pieces. Next, we're gonna grab up number 6, which I believe is the one that Sir Sully here is trying to guard. So let me move him. Sully's moved. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, and I'm gonna be grabbing number 6. It's this wider, longer one. And I'm gonna be beating 2 of those E pegs into each one of these. So one here, and then flip and do it on the opposite side as well. Okay, we got that done, and as you can see, there's a 6 on there, so I know that's where I am, or that's the part that I need. So boom, there it is. Okay, so now find part 22. Looks like this, kind of a shorter one. There's another one that looks almost exactly the same, but it is part 21. Right now we're doing 22. Go to our hardware, find bag B5, cut that open, and grab out 2 of these brackets while we're here. So we're gonna start off on 21 and 22. We're gonna beat 2 of the E wooden pegs from bag E into these holes on the end. On the other end, it's sealed off, so you know it has to be this end. And then get your 2 brackets, and we're gonna be screwing those in where there's 2 indentations. So look for the indentations on each one. I'll help you with orientation here in a second. The way it's gonna go is, if you look, there's more room on this side than this side. You want the bracket on the side with the less amount of space. So on that one, it goes like that. On this one, it's gonna go like this. You see, if it's like this, then there's too big of a gap over here. So turn it, put it like that. And I believe we're gonna be putting those in with S screws from bag S. Screw S, go into my indentation. Not trying to explode anything. All right. So we'll go ahead and sit these on the side, and these are trim pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and just sit them over to the side there. And now I am looking for 20, which is labeled with a sticker. I'm taking 20. And you'll see on 20 there is the same indenture holes. But there is 2, 4, 6. So we're putting 3 brackets on this piece. Then we're also grabbing part number 23 labeled, and it has 2 indentures, 4 indentures. So we're putting 2 brackets also on this one. We're just getting all of these brackets out of the way. Let's go. Okay, so go to bag B5. We're grabbing out 5 of these brackets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5 brackets, we're gonna need 10 screws from bag S. Grab those. And I'm gonna show you here again, the same orientation. So when you're lining these up, this side has more room. The back of the bracket goes to the shorter side. Okay, so 1 there, 1 there. And then we're gonna be on here, same exact thing. So the side with the less amount of room is where you want your bend at. Boom, line it up, and I'm lining it up every time with these little bitty micro holes you can barely see with the camera, but it lets you know where you need to be. Screw those in, and let's move on. All right, after we get these 5 brackets attached, we're gonna take these and sit them with my other trim pieces that I already put brackets on. Boom, out of the way. We are getting right through this, people. You can do it, stay with me. Okay, we're coming back over to the drawer pieces. We're looking for 17, 18, 19. That is gonna be the 3 front pieces. So they all look like this. Nothing on the front, and on the back it's this. We're laying these out, boom. Same orientation, boom. By orientation, I mean this hole is on the bottom on this one, and it's also on the bottom on this one, and this one. So that way when I do something, it's the same to all of them. We're gonna go to pouch J, right here. And we're gonna grab out 2 of these for each one of these. So 2, 4, 6 of these J pieces. And we will be screwing these in with the drill or screwdriver to the smaller hole. So it's gonna be going in here, 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 here. Meet you after that. And I wanted to show you here, I got all these other ones done, but I wanted to show you. So they're only threaded a little bit. The only way you do this is you put it in, and it just goes in until that little flat spot, and then it stops. Don't be trying to tighten them up like crazy. These are just for support. So go in there nice and soft, and you're good with those. And then we're gonna take these and put them back over with our drawer pieces. Perfect. Quick thing with the brackets I forgot. So this is part 24. It's also a bracket trim piece. So we have to do the same thing to it, where we get 2 more of the brackets from B5. It's the last 2 in here. We're gonna take them, go in the indentations, and put them where the back of it is on the skinny side. We're gonna go ahead and screw those in with 4 more of the. After we get those brackets in 24, that is the last of the bracket pieces. But on 24, it needs 2 E-pegs on the end. The other end does not have holes, so it only could go here. We're gonna beat 2 into that. We're also gonna beat 2 into this piece, which looks just like it, but it's 23. So 23, 24, 2 more E-pegs, so 4 E-pegs total, beat them through. Right there they are. We're gonna grab those pieces, put them up here with the brackets. Everything with brackets there, everything with drawers there, all of the pieces we haven't touched there, current projects we're working on right here. This is how you stay organized and you get this job done, people. Don't hire a professional, do it yourself with Daddy DIY. The next piece we're gonna work on is the big number 5. It was the piece I had in the back. This is the tabletop, and this is actually the bottom of it where your drawers will be. So what we are doing here is going to letter J, grabbing all of them out. They are these pieces that we just used on the drawers. We're gonna be putting them in the smallest holes. So as you can see here, there is holes, but the smallest one is where this will go. On this side, you do in the middle. On this one, it will be in the end here. And then on all of these sets where the drawers will be, it's just the smaller hole. Smaller hole. Total here, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 of the J pieces going into the smallest holes. On this side, same thing. In the middle here, and on the bottom there. Let's see. The next pieces we're gonna grab is from the drawer pile. This is 14 and 15. So we're gonna have 3 of each. We're gonna be knocking a peg into the hole on the ends here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we will flip it and do the same thing. Not into these holes. Just the ones on the edges right there, okay? And it should be the same on 15 also. 6 pegs, bag E, into the end. Just these, okay? After you get done with those, looks like that. Nothing on this side. We're gonna put those back with our drawer pieces right over here. The next pieces we need to grab are number 10s. There's 2 of them. They look like this. They're labeled on the side right there. And then we also need 9, which could be mistaken for a 6, but it's 9. and 11. So we need 9, 2 10s, and an 11. And then we're gonna put wooden pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inside set of holes on the 10s right now. So 4 pegs, bag E right now. Then we're gonna take 9 and put a wooden peg from bag E right there and 2 on the back side. So filling all 3 holes on 9 and 11 with, well, except for that middle one, that's gonna be a screw. Don't do that. Beat it into the bigger ones on the outside out of bag E. So 6 more of those on here. Let's go. Okay, so now we're getting into the brackets for the drawers, which might stress some people out, but just bear with me. I'm gonna make this as easy as possible for you. So there's 2 kinds of pieces in here. There's flat pieces that are flat at the edge, like this. You're gonna need those now. The other pieces in there attached to the drawers, those are these pieces. They have a lip at the wheel. So these go with the drawers. So I set these on the side for the drawers for now and just use these flat pieces that we need. So I went ahead and pre-cut these so I could show you. Take these apart. And this is the kind of flat pieces that you're using now. I'm gonna set those here. And this one, there's 2 in each package. Here's one other one. And then I'm gonna take these and put them with my drawers. Okay, so in bracket orientation, just follow what I've done here. So on the piece here, number 9, with the 1 peg, I have this bracket wheel right next to the peg. This is the top. You can see there's a tiny indenture in that first hole. That is where you're gonna go to P5 screws, grab this little pointed dude, and it's going in that first hole right there on number 9. And then if you line it up, there's another one right here where you see that indenture, screw one into right there too. So that's 2 P5s on that bracket. Then on number 11, it's the same thing where there's 1 wooden peg, the wheel, this is the top, a P5 in there, a P5 in there, okay? And that's 9 and 11. Let's do that first. Okay, we got those done. Boom, 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 boom. We're moving on to these. So this is part number 10, where you have the big opening holes. That is the top. Your bracket is going to have these holes facing the top, and this time we are lining up the second hole with that big hole. And this is bag number R, these little bronze half screw things. And we're gonna put one in the second hole and where the other one lines up. And we're gonna do that on both of these 10 pieces. So 4 of these R's into there, let's go. Once you get that done on the 10, you have to flip it over and do this side also. So the 10s has 2 sides. When you flip it over, you just have to remember, if that's the front and the top of this one, it's gonna also be the front and the top of this one. So you're gonna take your 2 last brackets and put them like so, where we line up our second hole right there. And boom, bada bing. We're gonna need 4 more from bag R, and then we'll be moving. Okay, if you got that done, you should be looking at it. It should look like so right there. They should match up. You should have both the wheels in the front. Both the wheels in the front. Boom. Boom. Good job. Okay, the next pieces you need to grab here are number 2, and this is a very long skinny piece, and number 7, and the piece that looks just like number 7, but I can't read the number on it. It's might be also 7. Probably is. And what we're gonna do is first knock the big wooden pegs we have here, F, those 2, into these bottom holes on these. Okay, so working with our big mirror piece here, what you're gonna do is take number 2 and put it across the top like this. And then you're going to take these 7s, and the way I do the orientation is the smoother side on the back here. It looks real smooth. I put that on the back. And you're going to line up your wooden pegs with the big hole. Go ahead and knock those in on each side, and just to get them where they're held in like that, and then we'll start screwing stuff. So come over here to your tools. Bag H, you're going to grab one of these Allen keys. There's 2 of them. And then bag G, you're going to grab 8 of these long screws. We are going to take these screws and screw them in to the smaller holes here. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are going to screw into the top number 2 piece, okay? Those go in really smooth if they're in the right hole. If they're not, then you might want to recheck your alignment and make sure everything's clear. Okay, once you got those in, you got the 4 screws in on each side. We're gonna find number 4, and we want the white painted edge in the front, the unpainted edge in the back, and we're gonna slide it in and screw it into these 2 bottom holes so it frames in the mirror like that. For that, we're gonna use the same Allen key out of H and 4 more of these G screws. Okay, so we got the bottom on. We got it all framed in. On the side, you should have a total 2, 4, 6 screws, okay? And we're gonna grab this big base, and you might need 2 people on a few of these parts. This could be one of them. We're gonna take this big base number 5 here, and we are gonna attach it to the bottom of this mirror using 4 of these big screws from bag O and a drill, okay? Okay, so how I do it by myself is I'll lay the mirror down, and I have pieces of styrofoam that come with it over the mirror just to protect the glass while I'm working. But you're gonna take that big peg and run it into the biggest hole right there. And then this hole on the bottom and top of that are where your screws are gonna go in through the bottom. Okay, so go ahead and get that peg through first. Okay, after that peg comes through, it should look like this. You're gonna take 2 of the screws from bag O and run them 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, should look like that when you're finished. They're gold screws. Boom. With the mirror piece, starting to look like a vanity. So the next thing you're gonna do is take number 10, which there's 2 of them, and you're attaching them to the bottom of number 5 that we just finished on. You're just putting the metal screw that is N5 into this hole and the wooden peg in there. Fit it on the top and the bottom. And then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so come on over here to the bag, and in number L, or letter L, grab 4 of these. And what these do are tie in these metal screws in. So you see how there's that gap right there? You want the screw head to go into that. So what I mean by that is, since, oh, this is so frustrating. I had to switch to my cell phone because the GoPro died, and I drained all 3 batteries because this video is so long. And you're just pushing this into here. Then you take your drill and tighten it up just a tad, and don't leave your drill bit in there. All right, and you're gonna do that there, also here and here on that. And righty tighty, lefty loosey, you want to tighten these up, take them right if you have a screwdriver, okay? Okay, so next you're gonna grab piece 6, this big long piece that we put the 2 wooden pegs on each side in the beginning, and you're gonna grab piece number 8, this big side piece, and piece number 13, this other big side piece, And we're gonna take these 2 wooden pegs and put them through these 2 biggest holes and then run some screws in using the Allen key from bag H and the screws from bag G. So back to these with the swivel around Allen key, and those our screws are going to go through the smaller holes here and here from the outside back there into this to hold this together, and then we will attach this to that, and we will be starting to see what the vanity actually looks like. Okay, so now that I have these 2 screws in there using this little Allen key to connect these, I'm going to take these legs, line them up with the vanity, and put these metal rods into these slots, the wooden pegs into those holes. Get that connected together, and then we'll go from there. Okay, after you have that pushed up against there, you're gonna go back to your bags, letter L, get this thing again, and do the same thing where we're pushing them in there. 1, 2, and tighten them up. Sorry about that. I had to flip this number 6 board because I've had the holes, it was upside down, I knew, because the holes were down here and they needed to be up here. That way when you put the drawers in, you line up these wooden pegs, boom, and then you're gonna get 2 of these G screws that we put all on the sides and run them up from under the bottom through that little tiny hole up into that drawer side. So tighten that up, and then also on the other side here for this one. And that's what it should look like after you get those tightened up so far. And this is our mirror, of course. And I'm about to stand it up. Okay, before we stand it up, the first thing I want to do is put this support brace in that comes with it. And when you align it, you want the holes going from top to bottom, not side to side. So we're gonna put it, it goes right under all these drawers, in through this side, and in through this side over here, like so, with these big Phillips head screws that come in the package. They are L6, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and run those through the outside into there and tighten those up. While we have it up like this, go ahead and grab these nails out of bag N and these little rubber pieces out of bag A2. And those are the feet. So all we're gonna do is put these on the bottoms here, up near the front, and then one near the bottom here, and just run a nail through it with a hammer. Anywhere you feel. I like to do it close to the edge, but not hang over the edge. So close to flush right there on the bottom and the top, and repeat here and here. That way we have some anti-slide, you know what I mean? Some little something for the bottom, so we're not just running this wood across the. It will look like that once they're on. Boom, boom. And then one more thing, we're gonna grab pieces 23 and 24, and they are gonna insert into these 2 holes, and we are going to lock them on some trim pieces. Okay, so 23 and 24, we remember them right. They have the brackets on them. That's what's gonna go on the edges of this. So, as you can see, the brackets, these all line up. These, let me set this one down. These 2 pegs, ching ching, into here. Okay, we're tightening that. Get that in there. And then it should line up with that drawer right there. Boom. And then I'm going to take screws out of bag S and run one into here, one into here. Here. 4 screws. That's going to lock that trim in. Doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, so go ahead, and once you have that done, brackets screwed in, both of them. Get this side done. Oh, we're starting to look like a dresser. It's starting to come together. Okay, then we're gonna come over here and bag D and grab out. We'll go ahead and get all 4 of these screws out. We're gonna take 2 of them with our drill, put them through the bottom of this into that wood. And that's gonna hold our support bracket and give it even more support. Okay. Doing this one-handed with a phone is like 5 times harder than it is to do it without it. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten that one up real quick. Now hold on to those other 2 screws because we're about to use them to put them into the backs of these and hold them through the back, but I'm gonna stand this up first. You might need a partner to do this. If not, be very careful because that is a glass mirror and you did just probably spend an hour or so getting to this point. All right, we got it standing up. So what we're gonna do is take those 2 screws that we had and run them through these holes in the back right here. And just look in the front after you get it tightened in a little bit and make sure that it's not sticking out the side of the drawer panel and that it actually went into it to prevent you from having any issues with the drawers. All right, so what you want to do now is grab this long skinny piece of like plywood and it fills in this gap. So it needs to be lined up with this, and then you're gonna grab some nails out of bag in and take your hammer and nail these in. I would suggest starting in the top corners here and over here, and then do the bottom corners, and then just do in the middle and kind of work it carefully, because on the last one we had some nails come up through the bottom here, like through the wood and then up through the bottom, and it kind of messed up the appearance of how it looked up there. We had to do some touch-up paint. So just be careful when you're nailing these through that you're watching and making sure you're not hitting it up through the front of this. Okay, so I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nails in it because I didn't want to push my luck. Looks really good. Didn't have any come through the front. Just got to be aware of what you're doing. Next thing you're going to do, grab this bag labeled E9, rip that thing out, and we're going to screw it, one end of it right there in the middle of this vanity with a screw from bag S. Why they do that is because they give you an anchor and a longer screw to mount this to the wall somewhere so that this doesn't tip, so it's not a tipping hazard. So I'm putting that on there. I don't know if I'm going to mount it to my wall or not, but for safety reasons, they give it to you. I'll put it on there. Now, what we're going to do is start putting on this top trim, side trim, to block off all that ugly around the mirror and make it beautiful. Okay, now we are grabbing our last pieces with brackets. So here we have 21, which, because the bracket's like that, I know these feet go in here. Boom, boom. And you're just going to put 2 S screws through that bracket to hold that on. You will take this other one, which is labeled 22. Put it into there. And then also 2 S screws into that bracket. You will take number 1, this big one with no brackets. The smooth side is the back side. That's going to go across the top up here. And we're going to screw that in with the Allen key and the G screws into the top. And then after that is completed, you take number 20, I believe. Yes, 20. And it will go into here. So first I'm going to tighten up these, put that in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I have these tightened up now on my sides, and you have to do the bracket here, the bracket on 20 before you do the top piece. And it actually goes like that, and these brackets sit on the top. So you have to make sure you get the edges lined up where you want them, and then go ahead and tighten those down with S screws from bag S. It's gonna be 6 of them. I got them all laid out here. There's probably a few extra. Okay, so now I have all my trim on, the brackets. You take piece number 1, smooth side to the back, and it's gonna lay up here right behind this, and you're gonna put these G screws in with that Allen key. Next thing we're gonna do after having all of that put together looking great, which of course it's all dusty and covered in styrofoam because I'm out here in the garage, but you're gonna grab all of the screws out of bag O, your drill, and all of the pieces for the drawers. So get all of this. You also need the rest of these and these screws from P5, and that's because when we do these drawers, we're doing the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do one drawer, and you'll know how to do the rest. I already got a couple done here. Show you how to do one. So, get your big piece of the ground there. Take this. Put it in there. You always want to keep this line lined up all the way around. So then we're going to grab this one. This is a 14 and a 15, depending on which side. This is the 15, this is the 14. I think this is 16. And then you take this. Actually, first, do this. Take these little dudes, put them in here, and tighten those up with your drill first. Okay, then slide this in where the bigger amount of area, it has the white side, that way that is the drawer, that is your drawer space. Then you take this little piece here, which is 16. Yeah, this is 16. And it goes across the back into that wood slot, and then we will run these big brass screws through that hole into that. Looks like that. Then tighten those up on both sides. Then you lay your drawer like this, where the front of it is up here and the rear of it is here. Take your brackets with the wheels, put it all the way up against that. That way the wheel is in the back. Take those P5 screws, and you're going to put one through the round hole here, third one back, and the round one here, third one back. After you have that, then repeat on the other side, wheel on the back, P5 screw through the third hole from the front and from the back. So now you've built the dresser drawer here. All you do is roll. Best way I can explain it is roll these wheels up over into those brackets until you feel it slide in nice and smooth. It's real simple. Then, boom, we have fully completed this vanity. The one I've previously built, we put custom lighting on that came around the whole mirror, LED lighting, dimmable. I'll put a link for that in the description. We are going to do that to this one too. We just haven't had time yet. I'll probably do a separate video on that, but I will be drilling a hole through here and a hole out the side or the back to take the plug out, and I'll show you how to do all that. So the last thing I'm going to do is take my air compressor, blow all this styrofoam and dust off this thing, wipe it down really good, and you can see all these silver screws sticking out. They get, and this empty holes right here, they give you fillers for all that in the packaging. So I'm going to go around, it's real tedious, and I know that looks weird, but that's how the first one looked too. It's just the way they do it. They don't put where you, there's nothing to connect here, so it's kind of just looks kind of loose there. But put all these fillers on here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so you can see they make a cap in there to cover every single one of these. So now the finishing details are what really finishes it out and makes it look beautiful. We are ready to take this in the house, give it a good wipe down the mirror, If I helped you in this video, please, you could help me out by subscribing to the channel, giving this video a thumbs up. Every bit of support makes it easier for me to do another one of these kind of videos, because this takes me hours of time. So if I help you, please help me back. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Dylan's vlog. Great job, you guys. See you next time.